to Two Madmins podcast, a new season. I'm excited. This season is going to be like massive, Charlie. I have a new co-host, Abna. Abna, what's up?
Hi.
Yeah, Abna,
Hi.
What's
I'm
up?
good.
You're good?
How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm happy you're on the show now.
Thank you.
I miss a female voice.
Yeah. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
I'm
and
happy to
today,
be
our
here.
first episode, we're talking something about animals. I'm so excited. I have a dog in my house. And this Christmas, the dog broke my heart. I've been feeding this dog. When I see this dog, I've been pampering this dog. We had visitors in the house, and the dog switched up on me.
That's sad.
And I didn't know why I was feeling that, but it felt like my girlfriend left me, and I was so sad. I was like, yo, this dog, I'll mafia you when they go.
That's too
Yeah.
deep, Kingsley.
So what's up?
Yeah.
You cool?
I'm good.
You good?
Everything is fine.
Thanks
I'm
for
so
coming.
happy to be on board. And
I'm
going to have fun
I'm happy
this
too.
season.
I'm happy too. So today's topic is what?
Okay, so today we are treating, we are going to talk about pets.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to talk about the science and spirituality of keeping a pet.
Science and spirituality.
Yes.
And I have my good friend Sarpong, who is a veterinary student from Eugene. Sarpong, what's up?
Yeah, I do.
Sarpong is also a writer. And I want you in a poet. The way this guy writes, Charlie. One of my guys. He writes so well. So Sarpong, thanks for coming. I know this is your field. You know a lot about this stuff. And last, I've been following your post on some of the misconceptions Ghanaians have about some animals. And I was blown away like, oh, okay, there are things like this. So let's talk about pets today. So let's start. Let's start.
Okay, so Sarpong.
Yeah.
So my understanding of pets is animals that we keep for domestic purposes. Is it domestic purposes? No. For companionship and pleasure.
And pleasure, exactly.
Yes. So what's your definition of pets? Give us like a technical
person.
Yes. Point of view.
There is no technicality actually with that.
Okay.
So just animals, any animal at all, kept for companionship and pleasure. So
Any
you can
animal,
be
it can be tamed or untamed.
untamed. It can be a wild animal, an insect. So if you keep a cockroach and you call that as a pet, then
It's okay to call it a pet. Okay.
And it's accepted.
it's acceptable.
So the ones we keep for security, they are also pets.
They are also pets. That's for the purpose of it. Because it goes beyond that. There's some bonding between you and your security dog.
Oh, okay.
But people have dogs for security reasons, but they don't bond
With them.
So how do we talk about that?
There's still some bonding.
I have dogs, but I'm not close to them.
That's why that dog would not attack you, but would attack an intruder. You understand?
Okay.
You feed the dog. There's some sense of commitment between you and the dog. You understand?
Because
So that bonding is there.
Sometimes I'll be away for a long time, for like months. I'll go home. In my mind, I think they'll attack me or maybe back or something. But they are so cool.
They remember you.
My mom is like, why is that when my brothers come, they back at them, but when you come, my dad is like, because you feed them.
How you
so
feed them, yeah, you are the one who feeds them.
So let me ask the second
They
question.
miss you when you are away.
At what point does a pet come into our lives?
Okay, so at various points in our lives, we may need a pet.
Okay.
Yeah, when you are lonely, as in, you see in our villages now, everyone is moving to the city, so the old ones are left there alone.
Yeah.
And you see, most of them keep pets at that point in time because you have only your pets still. So,
True.
Yeah, so
True.
And people
even
also-
at that point, non-conventional animals known as pets become their pets. Like let's say chickens. You see an old
that's
woman
true.
surrounded by a lot of birds.
But you eventually eat that chicken.
Yeah, that is our part of the world. That's how it
That's
is.
not loyalty.
Yeah, you could have.
Keep me as a
I
friend
mean,
and eat me at the end of the day.
We even do that to dogs.
True.
When
Some tribes.
people are moving from an area to another and they can't take their dog along, that is someone to do justice to their dog by way of killing and eating.
That's not fair.
That's not fair. Kwa.
Okay. So moving on. So will you give us more instances of when
When you want to try new adventures, you can keep a pet, and for therapeutic reasons.
Can you talk more about that?
Pets are known to help reduce stress. So when you have a pet companion during times of recovery, it can give you speedy recovery. It can boost your immunity too.
Okay.
And for assistance, we have assistant dogs that can assist you, like the dogs for blind. They can lead the blind people through. So
that really
helps. That really helps.
Like a blind person with no aid, just
with no
dog.
aid, just a dog. A dog will guide the.
I've seen those things in movies, but
they are in real life.
Wow, okay, that's really cool.
There are dogs specifically trained for that, and for security purposes too. So
that's important. I think for gifts too.
For
gifts like
birthday presents. Someone can give you a dog.
That's unplanned. So
in some way, I get you.
And you can also get a dog for a pet, not limited to a dog, for emotional development. And if especially for children.
Okay.
Once the child gets attached to the dog, it helps the child develop emotionally, because caring for the dog
that's also kind of bad. What if the dog dies? It's going to emotionally stress a young child.
Of course.
Is that not a negative thing?
Life and death are probabilities, even for the.
It's too young for a child to know that.
It's not too young. Just as a child is attached to the mother, and human beings too can die at any point in time. Understand?
And I get to a point too. I listened to Eminem's new album, and he was saying in one of his tracks that his stepdad killed his pet, and to date he can't forgive the stepdad.
Why would he do that?
Because he didn't like him, Eminem. So a way of getting to Eminem is to kill the pet.
Yeah, I watched the series. It happened like that with Shadowhunters.
Oh, okay.
They killed the main characters.
So your point is very valid. When the pet dies, it affects the child.
Yeah, but
it's very, very valid.
But that cannot be taken out, because
it's true.
But you just pray that the pet doesn't die.
So what are some of the three most important things to consider when getting a pet?
So when getting a pet, the three factors are yourself. You, the person getting the animal, and the animal you are getting itself, and the vets involved. So this can be broken down, like with yourself. You have to know yourself, your schedule, how busy you are. That will determine the kind of animal you can keep. Then your level of commitment, your interest. If you are interested in a cat, you can't go for a snake or another animal as your pet. And your knowledge and your health status too.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you about the allergies. Do you consider allergies?
Yeah, that's your health status.
Okay.
So if asthmatics are normally not advised to keep furry animals, because the fur can trigger asthmatic reaction.
Sorry, let me ask this. Some people don't know the kind of allergies they have. I don't know if I have an allergy. Yeah. So how will I know if this pet is going to trigger something in me?
Like, some things are general. With an asthmatic person, you are not advised to keep pets with fur, because it can trigger asthmatic reaction. Or once you have come into contact with an animal and you developed allergic reactions to that, then that is a warning. And you can go for an allergy test at the hospital. The human doctors can help you with that.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
And people who are immunocompromised, like people living with AIDS,
HIV.
Also,
they don't have to keep pets.
They need special attention with pets.
Why that?
Because I think maybe we get to that.
AIDS came from animals?
No, not because they are more susceptible to diseases.
Oh, okay. So they're exposed.
Their immunity is down.
Yeah.
So anything from microbes from the pets can end up affecting them. So
that's solid.
So they have to be cautious when keeping pets. Not that they are not allowed to, but with caution.
Okay.
So what do pets teach us?
No, pets teach us a lot, like loyalty.
My dog wasn't loyal, so again.
Just let this dog go. You really have
My dog wasn't loyal.
The dog was so loyal to the extent of being jealous.
My dog wasn't loyal. Once again,
it's just loyalty, sacrifice.
Can
you imagine once living in the wild, being a hunter, and now you are brought home, and you are to eat something prepared by one creature called a human being, and you have to
You have
so
to eat.
yeah, they sacrifice those pleasures for us.
True.
And they instill in us some sense of responsibility. If you have a pet, you are required to at least provide some basic needs for that pet, and unconditional love. If
Really?
if you are able to
Tell me about that.
Imagine keeping a cockroach as a pet.
Why would anyone keep a cockroach as...
It's a matter of interest. It's a matter of interest.
That's literally a rodent, right?
They can grow up and eat up everything.
Yes.
It's an insect, actually.
Okay.
And you can keep. Some people do. Recently, I read an article of a surgery conducted on a cockroach, and I was so.
That will kill it instantly.
So
it was successful too.
It was a successful one.
As a veterinary officer, do you perform surgeries on a cockroach?
Yeah, an exotic, a wildlife vet, an exotic and wildlife practitioner can do that successfully.
Right.
So with the unconditional love, if you're able to care for this cockroach as you would, like as required of you, then I think you can love your neighbor even more.
Yourself.
if you have been able to care for
I don't think people see it that way.
And patience too.
Patience, it's true.
Imagine training your dog, wanting the dog to just listen and obey, sit, and you do, and it's not working. You have to be patient.
True.
Then trust, and an animal like a cat can teach you that hygiene is very important. See how the cat grooms itself.
True.
So let me ask the sixth question. That's my personal favorite. Is there any spiritual connection between pets and their owners?
This generally it is, but you see, matters of the spirit are not really cannot be proven scientifically. Yeah, but once love is involved, there's that connection. There's that connection between you and the pets. So there are instances where dogs, there are dogs that can sense it when someone is coming to have a seizure. So there are dogs like that. So the dog can sense it 5 to 10 minutes before it happens. And alert you so that you go and sit down or you find a safe place.
But how would you know that the dog is trying to alert you?
So these are trained dogs like that.
Okay.
Yes.
What about my dog that is not trained?
Your dog that is not trained.
Yes.
The dog will be restless, will bark, or just anything to show you that something is about to happen.
Okay.
I think that we have a lot of work to do, those who keep pets. Because if you study your pets very well, you can know changes.
You can know when the changes happen. This may not be spiritual in the strictest sense, but it's a wonder how these things happen.
And in a cultural setting, is pet keeping part of it?
The
answer is obvious.
Pets keeping is part of any ethnic home.
It's not a thing which is culturally visible in our society.
Because when I look at our culture, you see when the chiefs gather, you see on top of their umbrellas, you see these animals on top of it.
You see the totems. That's more of a spiritual significance than
a pet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see, like an Adiana person wouldn't eat a dog because he considers a dog as a family member.
So I think I'm an Indiana. But then that's not the reason why I don't eat dog. I just think eating dogs are gross.
That's why. Maybe that's why you love dogs.
No,
you are good to dogs.
But I don't understand why I'm not supposed to eat. What if?
No, okay. With eating animals, the fact that someone eats a dog is not wrong in its own sense.
So if I'm an Indiana and I eat a dog, what's going to happen to me? Am I going to die?
Oh no! But traditionally,
I'm going to have bad luck.
This is far from science.
Yeah, I know.
But traditionally,
it's interesting.
Something might happen to you.
Because I remember
that people believe that, and it happens. It works. Someone may eat a dog, and you'd have some skin
rashes
or something.
That might be allergies.
But that is what made. You see, our forefathers had no scientific basis for certain things. So
maybe something happened back then to somebody eating dog.
Our family, we don't eat this animal. When you eat, it really happens. But it may not be.
Because I believe that when you really put faith in something, when you really believe in something, it really does happen to you.
It happens.
True. Would you take the next question?
Yes. So our next question is: what are some misconceptions we have of some pets we keep in our homes?
Wow, this is an interesting question.
Very interesting. So let me. Can I start with this?
Okay.
So we had this dog in our house, I think 3-4 years ago, and my brother hit him with a car.
Yeah.
So he was limping,
Yeah.
and I wanted to help him out. I tried helping him. I treated him and everything, but it was still no healing.
Yeah.
So I suggested to everyone that we should kind of send him to a hospital or something. But my mom said probably he's trying to replace his life with someone's life in the family. So we should allow it to happen. And I'm like, no, he's suffering. So maybe that's not it. It's like, no, we should allow him to die. Maybe someone is going to die in the family. And it makes sense. So it's like we have this misconception that they kind of
I love the two argument. I love the argument.
That is when the things of the spirits and beliefs
and science.
When that's where there's a conflict.
Yes.
You see, because this makes no scientific sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, but there are people with said beliefs. Some think some animals, dogs see spirits.
Yeah.
All those things are there.
Yeah.
And
we can also rubbish them too.
You can't rubbish
exactly.
them.
You can't rubbish
beliefs,
anything in this world because you don't know what someone knows.
Yes.
Exactly.
True.
It's true. And there are some misconceptions to punishing a dog. If you punish an animal way long after the action has happened, it's in vain.
People punish animals.
Yes. Like
How?
let's say your dog has messed here and you see people hitting the dog. Why did you do that over there? Why did you do that over there?
True.
The dog is not, he doesn't understand the language you are speaking.
Exactly.
And he doesn't know what you are punishing him for.
Yeah, true.
You understand?
True.
Okay.
So if you want to train a dog, you execute the action right after the dog has done the thing. So
you don't prolong it.
Yeah, you don't prolong it. But it's not right to also hit animals.
It's not right to hit anything.
Yeah. The apathy. And people also believe that pets, especially dogs, don't need drugs. Oh, they treat themselves. You say dogs can go and chew grass and they are fine.
Yeah, that too. There's another one. One of our dogs was also sick. My uncle was like, we should open the gate so he goes outside to chew grass to heal himself. I was like, no. You don't do that.
It's true.
But dogs actually, they need medication. And there's one thing to that misconception we were told when we were growing up.
Okay.
That dogs have two hearts. That is why they are strong. They can run.
They can run.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that one. True, I heard that one.
But that is not true. They have one heart. Yeah.
Obviously. Okay, so when we notice that our pet is ill, what's the first step to take?
I think the first step is to contact your vet.
Can't you give him any antibiotics?
No.
First? Self-medication is bad.
Because, you see, one thing with animals are so diverse.
Okay.
So even with a dog, there are breeds. And a breed may have its own reaction to a certain drug.
Yeah.
So if you end up self-medicating, you may give overdose or
make the problem worse.
Yeah, you may worsen the situation. And with this era of antibiotic resistance, you can induce that. And you take it to the vet and everything it does is to no avail. And there's also the risk of contracting an infection from your animal, your pet.
Okay.
So if you are not very careful with how you handle your sick animal, you may end up getting a disease.
True.
You may not know.
So let me ask this. Vets are quite expensive in this country.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's not every town or village that has a veterinary clinic.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a village and my dog is sick, what can I do?
Accessibility is really important.
Yeah, you can still, you see, there's a veterinary services directorate in every district.
Okay.
Yeah, and
But
aside
they don't work though. They function.
Yeah, it's functions.
Okay.
Aside the vets themselves, they are trained paravets who also help,
Okay.
like the technical staff.
Okay.
So all those people can be dispatched to come once you contact them.
Okay.
Yeah, and they are private practices too.
Okay.
Yeah.
My issue has always been the accessibility of vets. I don't see them around.
Yeah,
I don't know where they are based.
common.
Yeah, they're not common. I don't see any adverts. I don't see anything happening.
Because
I think,
honestly,
but
in Kumasi,
ethically, I don't think it's vet clinics are not to advertise.
Why?
I don't know
Is it a
the brain
legal
behind,
issue?
I don't know the brain behind that.
Yeah.
But
Is it part of our laws?
is it?
is it a law thing?
Because I had this thing, that ethical thing from an engineer firm who came on the podcast and said they don't do adverts for their firms.
Yeah,
like engineering
I think
company, they
it's
don't do adverts. Ethically
Why
wrong.
not?
Yeah, it's part of their profession.
He told me that with this, when you do that, it means you are forcing hands to come to a firm. If you are good, you are good.
That is the brain behind
okay.
that.
But I don't know for the vet. But that's what he said about
Like,
engineering.
with most professions,
You don't do adverts.
we don't do
Okay,
adverts.
so since veterinary clinics are not very common, can they add maybe a department to hospitals and health centers?
Exactly.
You see,
Like a room.
the history of vets was said that before, in the colonial times, veterinary medicine was under the Ministry of Health.
Okay.
So that would be possible because they are under the same ministry. But now, vets is under the Ministry of Agric.
Why?
Why? I agree.
Because with developing countries, much of the focus is on food animals.
Yeah, instead of
Production for so I think vets are needed not to that is not my stance, but also
that's
for
the
food
general-
security. Yeah, vets are much needed.
And then he said, this week we chew our own pets. So
I'm sure.
No. But the other vets working elsewhere too. To make sure all these things.
But your question is excellent. Why you don't have those people in the hospitals to make it more
Yeah.
accessible? I get your point.
But most people too don't know. You see, it has not been part of us treating animals.
Yeah.
The animal is sick. Hey,
not part
I
of
would
our
come
society.
and let's
It's true.
it's true.
So how often should we send our pet to the veterinary?
Now, this before you acquire a pet, you have to get in touch with the vet too. It will depend on the age of the. But with cats and dogs, like newborns, if they are not, the delivery is not done in a clinic, the whelping is at home, then at least at age 2 weeks, you must see a vet. But with the vaccination schedule, it's such that 6 weeks they have to take their first vaccine.
As
Which-
a baby animal.
Yeah,
How much
Baby
does it
animal.
cost? How much does it cost? Averagely.
averagely. I think with 100 or 120, you
100 cedis.
Yeah.
That is expensive.
That is
Very
not very. That's not expensive. Let me tell you the benefits of
An
that.
average Ghanaian is expensive.
It's not expensive.
For a dog or cat.
There you are vaccinating against distemper, hepatitis. That's for dogs.
Okay.
Leptospirosis, and this leptospirosis is a deadly disease that
So the
you,
dog
the
goes
human
to
being, can also contract in case your dog gets it.
Okay.
So, in other words, you are protecting yourself. You understand? You are protecting yourself. And in the end, when the dog is 3 months, that's 12 weeks, you have to also give them the anti-rabies shots.
Okay.
And you know, rabies is a
it's
common
very
thing here,
serious.
and it's very serious disease. So, it may be expensive, but you are protecting yourself and your neighbor.
There's no subsidy when it comes to these drugs. Supposing, because I don't see people taking their pets to vets. So supposing the government have a subsidy for you us coming to the veterinary and paying at a cheaper price. So
I think in the past there was some time that when rabies eradication the campaign was really massive. Vets were dispatched to, you see vets around in communities coming to inject dogs. But I think those fundings are not coming anymore. So now you have to pursue them and get the vaccinations done.
aside coming to the vet, can't you also learn one or two things that you can also treat your pets at the house? Suppose it comes to
That is one thing that is undermining the profession in Ghana. Breeders, you find breeders posing as vets. People say vets are not, but the people are parading as vets who are not actually vets.
Okay.
You understand? And people doing self-medication, someone goes to the clinic and is observing. Okay, the injection, he did it this way. Okay, this is the drug he used. Okay, so the next time, let's go and find the drug and inject. After all, it's an animal, so the complications are not really.
And I also heard that they don't sell animal drugs in pharmacy shops.
You see,
they have specific places they sell them.
Yeah, human drugs and animal drugs the constituents are the same. Okay. But the formulation may be different. Okay. But there are some drugs that cut across. Like you can use the same
for human and animal.
Like diclofenac injection.
Okay.
What is used here mostly is what they use on humans.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it's quite. Some drugs can be used interchangeably, but there are specific drugs formulated for animals.
And that can just be found in the veterinary clinics.
There are vets pharmaceuticals around.
You see,
I don't see them all.
No, even the clinics are not even accessible. How much more the pharmacy for animals?
After the hospital, there are about 2 or 3 vets.
Because it's Accra, it's a city, it's a capital. What about Takrady? What about Kufuorida?
I don't know about Takrady. I don't know about Kufuorida.
So are these people who have the vet hospitals? Yeah. Are they individuals or government institutions?
There are private vets and government vets.
I think the government vets should have billboards, somewhere that we can know that, okay.
Oh, so
I don't see them.
Don't you know the veterinary directorate at LA?
No. Frankly speaking, no.
I've
never even seen a vet.
My point is, it's lab because it's the capital of the country. So it's easier to get veterinary services in Accra. But Accra is not the only place.
Yeah, in other places too.
Maybe one in Tamale or Boku.
Yeah, exactly. They have access to vets. Because there is a veterinary services directorate in every single region of Ghana.
And do people know that?
People know. Those who care to know. Because every farmer know. But the thing comes with people. You see, animals. Our perception of animals is quite different. So I would experiment with anything before even human beings. It happens to human beings. Your child is sick, and the child is sick, and they will exploit alternative means. When it's out of hands, then let's go to the doctor.
So I have a question for you.
So,
do we have laws to protect animals when it comes to how we treat them medically? Supposing I treat my animal and the animal dies, can I be arrested for doing that?
Yeah, there's something reserved only for the vets to do.
And do people know these things?
Is it? That's like, oh my dog.
Yeah, come on, dog. Can you arrest me?
Can you arrest me? I breaking any law?
If what you did, let's say you try to castrate your dog.
Okay.
And castration is a surgical procedure which should be conducted by a certified vet.
Okay.
Yes. Before you can practice in Ghana, you have to register with the Veterinary Council. They have to give you your license before you can practice. So in such a situation, you posed as a vet when you were not one.
Okay.
So
you understand?
Okay. So the police can arrest you.
They can arrest you.
Because I read an article recently that a state in USA, the least sentence you get is 5 years for treating pet bad.
Yeah, but
go to jail because of a dog.
Yeah, 5 years.
You see, they are quite. You have to be responsible when you own a pet. And
do you have like a yearly or monthly awareness that vets go around teaching people that we are here, that?
I think the outreach is not very massive. Yeah, I understand. But during
so maybe
times
that's
like
the problem. Maybe the public are not being educated enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and one thing with the vets too. Ghana is in short of vets.
Oh, okay. You're not sure like that.
Yeah, Ghana is in short of vets. Before 2009, all vets in Ghana were trained abroad. And there were just a few of them.
Wow.
And it was just the old people who were there. So just in 2009 that the University of Ghana and Tech started.
Okay.
Yes, so I think with time, the presence of vets will be around.
Oh, I love this conversation. I'm learning a lot today.
Yeah. So
we're about to go. I'm about to go. You have more questions for Sarpong?
I don't think so.
So your closing remarks, your first day on the podcast. How was it?
Very engaging. I've learned some interesting stuff, and it's interesting. I've learned about your dog.
Yeah, my dog.
I just realized
My dog is
you don't
not
have a
loyal.
loyal dog.
Yeah, he's not loyal yet.
And I've learned a few things, and
No.
it's been a great segment. And thank you, Sarpong, for coming on board.
Oh, it's an honor.
I've learned something. I hope that Kingsley.
I've learned a lot. Like, I'm so happy. And thanks for coming to Abna. Abna will be on this show most times. And Sarpong, we have to come back. You have to come back.
Yeah, I'll come back again.
There
There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things we need to talk about.
Yeah, talk about.
There are a lot of things we need to talk about.
In the veterinary world, we have so many things.
It's a problem we have in the country, but we don't really.
And
talk
one
about
thing
it.
is, and with vets, people are only. I remember when I went home this for the Christmas.
Okay.
I met one teacher of mine, and she was like, "Hey, are you done with school?" And I was no. I said, "Hey, now I'm working. Understand?" So in his mind, I'm just coming to inject
animals.
Yeah,
So
but
what
the
is
scope,
that?
the scope of that is very broad.
Yeah.
It's very, very broad.
Okay, so I wanted to ask this:
Ask.
how long does a dog take, like its lifespan? A dog, a cat?
Averagely 13 years.
13 years.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a dog live that long. I think when I was growing up, there was a dog in my neighborhood. I learned it was 11 years old. That's what they kept saying.
And they die naturally in their sleep like that.
Yeah, they just like old.
And
They
like
get
human
old,
being, they
human
get when they
beings,
die.
yeah.
Okay.
But 7 dogs, depending on the breed,
Okay.
7 to 10 years, they are considered senior dogs.
Okay, what about
They-
cats?
they-
Because
cats-
I'm just sticking to dogs and cats because they are the
Common
traditional,
Yeah, their lifespan is quite similar. Dogs and cats.
Same.
You know.
Okay.
And the food, okay, before we go, the food, our pet food, especially the dog and cat. Because in Ghana, we give our dog every food. Bankun, kokonte, Charlie, a whole lot of stuff. But when we watch these foreign movies, they have some special food they give it to the dogs.
Have dog food.
So
And we have them around. We have dog food around.
Yeah.
And
They're
it's a
expensive.
boom.
So I wanted to say this. So before my dog died, may so rest in peace.
Amen.
It was a foreign breed. So we used to give him milk.
Yeah.
But when you give him milk, he takes it. But when you give, like when he finished, like maybe the leftovers, the local ones go there and they don't drink the milk. So like porridge and milk powder, anything with sugar stuff in it, the local ones don't eat it. When you give the local ones ampesi, they eat everything. But the foreign breed doesn't eat that. So how?
So
I don't get how
there's
that's-
something called socialization with animals.
Okay.
Once what they start with, that's likely to be what they will continue with.
Ooh, okay.
okay, I get it now.
So if at a tender, even if it's a foreign dog, and you start feeding it local food, then it will adapt eventually.
Okay.
But if with the mentality that it's a foreign dog, so it needs then fried from tender age, you feed its exotic food, then that is what it will get you used to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get you now. So thanks for coming. Your closing remarks.
I think it has been an interesting encounter, and I would love to be back again.
Please come.
Can I ask you one more thing? What do you prefer, dogs or cats?
Dogs or cats?
Something that's really on my heart. Are you a dog person or a cat person?
I think I'll go for
A
dogs.
dog.
Yeah,
Everyone is a dog person. I'm a massive cat person
But if I were an animal, I think I would be a cat.
because they're lazy.
And they're pampering too. So this has been a Two Mad Beans podcast, our first episode for the year. The new voice Abna and we have Sarpong. And Sarpong back
That's me.
Yeah,
again.
I'll come back.
So bye bye.
Low. If I'm feeling sexy, then expect some skin will show. Maybe wear a turtleneck if I'm feeling cold. My dressing is expression, so don't judge me by my clothes. Some days I roll up in a hood and a trackie, turning up your nose, 'cause you think I look tacky. I go to a Michelin, me and let my Reebok.